This is still Elf.
Yep.
So this one actually is like, I think, really interesting technically from a sales perspective.
Yep.
I don't know how we found this in a Christmas series, but it should be pretty interesting.
I just want to hear my bells ring a little bit. That's okay.
I'm gonna take these.
Trying to grab some attention like this guy's about to draw in this video.
Taking these off.
His name's Miles Cole, not to be confused.
All right, let's do this. Miles, I'm so happy you could come. I'm Walter Hobbs. Let's get the taken care of.
Oh, already. So, notice anything interesting here? Just from because basically they're trying to sell him on. Well, you could draw a lot of sales things from this, but there's already an interesting mismatch of tonality. Like, you know who's in charge here, right?
Well, so what's going on here? They're bringing him in as like an auxiliary source to help them plan for a sales process, or what's?
Yeah, basically.
Consulting of sorts, I think, like of something. They're pitching ideas to him because if they pitch different ideas to this guy, and this short guy is the important guy.
But he's bringing ideas to the table too, right?
Yes.
So he's just helping them funnel down what they brought to the table, or?
I feel like I should know this because my family loves this movie and watch it every year.
And I've seen it a lot.
From what I remember, homeboy on the left, who is Will Ferrell's dad,
Yes.
Buddy's dad, actual dad, right? Yeah,
Real dad.
Who,
not
by
to
the
be
way,
confused
in the
with fake
flashback
dad.
scene, not the flashback, but the picture that they show, he looks exactly like Peyton Manning.
He does actually.
Really?
I remember
Yes.
that. I watched
Next
Elf
time
a
you watch
couple weeks
this-
ago. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, next time you watch it, look for when they show the picture of him and his I guess it's like his ex-lover or something. They have when a mom and a dad love each other very much, and sometimes they don't even have to be married. Actually,
Mom and Dad, where did I come from?
Here we
It's a
go.
questions of life.
Buckle in, kids.
Buckle up,
Whatever you
Buttercup.
Anyway, he looks like Peyton Manning in the flashback.
He takes
In the
control
old picture.
phenomenally well.
He
Yes.
does what?
He like commands control, and then once again, don't remember the guy's name, but the guy standing
Miles.
up completely like delegates
Walter.
control
I
to
think his
him.
name's Walter. Is that
Walter
right?
Yeah.
delegates control to him because this guy just came in and like owned it, and then by his tonalities of like certainty, and then also just his overall like him just taking over when it comes to like his presence.
Yep.
He just
brings a big
he
presence.
delegates everything to Miles.
Okay, so yeah, absolutely. What was it they were asking? Oh, what's happening? The scenario, because I think that's important. So this
Yeah.
guy, Walter, they basically missed 2 pages in the print of a kid's book. So they write children's books. That's what Greenway Press is. And this guy is supposed to be a master of writing children's books. Miles Finch, he's a legend apparently.
Seems fitting
And
for him
so-
to write children's books.
They bring him in. They bring him in to consult and like in the last minute, in the 11th hour, come up with a really good book idea. So they don't have to. I guess they otherwise they just either have to reprint or something. I'm not really sure
Yeah.
exactly. But he's coming in to help them write another book. But yeah, just look at mismatch of tonality right away. Like, you know who's in charge, right?
Yeah.
I'm so happy you could come. I'm Walter Hobbs. Let's get the taken care of so we can get started.
He knows what he
It's
wants
such a
and
power
he's
move.
getting it. Yeah.
You're like, you go to shake someone's hand and you're like,
Give me the money first.
hey man, when we get to know each other better, we can shake hands.
Yeah.
Here you go. Great. All right.
It's like a
What
phone
you guys
sale.
got so far?
It's like you're gonna give me the money first, and then I'll tell you what we're doing.
Well, also interesting too is like he obviously has the ideas, right? But he's asking them first, like, yeah, so tell me what you guys got. He giving them
the illusion of control.
the illusion of control.
Yeah.
But once again, like from the beginning, he has control and he knows that. So then, once you have it, you then can not manipulate,
dude,
but
that's
you
a
can
good.
right because to
Yeah.
like give the illusion of control, you actually have to have control and maintain it. So he has control, and you'll see when these guys interact, that he'll maintain control. It's actually kind of fascinating the difference of these two. I'm kind of interesting to see how it goes.
And if you do that in a sale, like if you are always the alpha, and that's how you're perceived in a way that's like really overt, then oftentimes you'll shut down. Like people won't respond well to that, especially like if you do it the entire sale, right?
Yeah.
So you want to like be perceived as the one who's the expert, and then delegate, at least appear to delegate control to the customer, because they're always trying to take control back anyway. It's the battle of doubt.
Yep.
But he does that kind of interesting. I didn't notice that actually. Wow. So he gives control.
Great. All right. What have you guys got so far? Okay.
We were thinking something like this. We open on a young tomato. We
Also,
were
look at his
thinking,
body language
something
stance,
like
just
this,
complete power,
Yep.
right?
we
Open,
open on a young
controlled.
tomato. He's had some tough times down at the farm. You know, rabbits.
No.
And
No tomatoes. Too vulnerable.
Maintains
Kids,
control.
they're already vulnerable. You see, I told you guys. I told them the very same. No farms.
And from a sales perspective, like if we are drawing conclusions here, cutting someone off and like saying, hey, nope or yes, that only works once they've delegated to you as the expert, right?
Yeah.
Which it's already happened here. Obviously, they wouldn't have called him in if he wasn't. That's really interesting though, because otherwise that wouldn't work, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like him being the expert obviously comes from who he is. But once again, like what we talked about, where he just demanded control from the beginning. And then once you give them the illusion of control and you actually still have control, you can pull it and take control whenever you need to.
Yeah, and like it's because they've given you permission to, right, as the
Yeah.
expert. Once once you can feel that shift back to you as the expert, and you're not trying to win trust anymore, then you basically have full sway to get your point across. Not in a manipulative way, obviously. That's how we shouldn't do it.
But you're the speaker. Yeah.
You're the guy.
Everybody's pushing small town rural. Farm book would just be white noise. Oh, what about this? A tribe.
And again, he lets them talk. That's kind of interesting. Is like you keep letting them give their version of it because maybe you get a good idea out of it. I don't know.
It's almost like it's like the idea of like we introduce, gain control, then you gather intel, and it's almost like he's gathering intel or like getting information from.
Dude,
right?
yeah.
Because ideally we get information from them to then understand what the need is, and then we can pitch to their need. This is exactly what he's doing.
Great point. I don't know how we're drawing so many good conclusions.
Well,
from
so on that point,
scene that
Dale-
is not meant at all to be
Dale
sales
Carnegie
related.
talks about like when you're working with a group of people, when you bring input in from the group prior to you just like stapling down what the plan's going to be, if people feel like they're a part of what the decision is moving forward based on what they brought up, all of a sudden they're going to be way more bought in than vice versa. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Dude, great point.
That's
What did you
way-
say this guy's name was? The actor? He's Tyrion
guy
in.
or the-
Have you guys seen Game of Thrones?
Little guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Cole, do you know the little guy?
Dude?
Smaller statured friend, short king. That would be Brother Dinkley. Peter Dinkley.
Peter Dinkley.
Brother Dinkley.
Mr. Dinkley.
All right.
Mr. Dinkley, welcome to the stage, Mr. Dinkley.
Do you have any fun facts about him?
Well, I'll get there in just a second. Setting's not
Just
right.
gotta remember him, or what?
No.
Do you have his max bench press goal?
Social security numbers coming up. But bench numbers too.
Apparently, all we have is vegetables. I have no time, so, you can start there.
I've got about 5 or 6 great starts here. I got one idea. So
sick.
Freaking phenomenal thesis, dude. And he continues there right here, like hook. Thesis is a hook. It's the preface to why someone should listen to you. It's a summary of like what's about to happen, basically. But you don't give it all away, right? So, bro, I watched this part for this specifically.
Yeah.
The thesis here is phenomenal. Actually, my wife suggested this part when I was asking her about Christmas ones.
For real?
Yeah.
Really psyched out of my mind about, it's one of those ideas where you're just like, yes!
Okay, we're gonna go back. Tell me what tonalities he's using, and because obviously the word, if you were to just say these words, it's a horrible. It's like not the best hook, right? You can't just say like, I got an idea that I'm psyched out of my mind about. It's one of those things that it's like, yes. It's a terrible. That's like
makes you want to take it. Makes you
I'm
want to
really
go take
trying
a
hard to
nap.
not make that awesome.
Yeah, seriously.
But look at see if you can dissect what tonalities he's using here. We'll do it as he's
All we have
talking.
is vegetables. I have no time, so, you can start there.
I've got about 5 or 6 great starts here. I got one idea that I'm especially psyched out of my mind
Certainty.
about.
Certainty.
It's one of those ideas where you're just
Mr.
like,
Intrigue.
Mr.
Yes!
Intrigue. Certainty.
Yeah.
The way that he's leading it too, he's building urgency. He's like, hey, you guys are like, you're doing all right, but wait till you hear what I have to say.
Well, yeah, building urgency and anticipation in a really powerful way because, so he goes from, I got one of those, he almost starts in mystery and intrigue. I got one of those ideas that I'm especially psyched out of my mind about. And that's, now he's into scarcity, or excuse me,
Certainty.
It's mystery and intrigue into certainty.
Yep.
You can start there.
I've got about 5 or 6 great starts here.
I actually think this is a phenomenal hook for if what's an example of this? If you're selling, let's say you're selling kitty water bottles. What did you call these?
Little guys.
Do you have one?
Just
No, I
guys.
don't. Yeah, I do, actually. Yeah.
What did you say?
I don't remember what I called
All right, if you're selling kitty water bottles and you let's say you don't have one, but you're in front of you, but you're selling it, you're like, I got a vital health product that I'm specifically psyched out of my mind about. It's just one of those things where I'm like, man, I just can't wait to tell people about this. All right, you got it? Mm-hmm. Ready?
And then it's like, tell me, please, tell me more.
Yeah, so he's building anticipation. He goes mystery and intrigue is the tonality, and then I think you said he goes to certainty, right?
I think so. I think he bounces back between the two, and that's what creates the anticipation.
That's one of my favorite combos.
Yeah, and that's why, I mean, in our intro, or oftentimes we're using certainty into like a sincerity or a scarcity.
Yeah, if you're trying to do a simple combination that seems really charismatic, then certainty to mystery and intrigue is really powerful. If you want to make it even cooler, you go certainty to obviousness to mystery and intrigue, or mystery and intrigue to certainty, and then to obviousness to like really reaffirm the statement you just said. But he doesn't even address it.
Apparently, all we have is vegetables. I have no time, so, you can spare that.
Takes control
I've got
back
about
and he
5 or
says,
6
it's party
great
time,
starts.
boys.
I got one idea.
Oh, actually, I didn't catch this. He doesn't start with mystery and intrigue. That's actually scarcity. Listen to what he says, how it matches.
You can spare that.
I've got about 5 or 6 great starts here.
That's brilliant.
Could about 5 or 6 starts here.
So he's saying it's like the ideas themselves are scarce.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
But notice how that's different because it's not quite like mystery and intrigue, which is what we say.
I've got about 5 or 6 great starts here.
Dude, that's so cool. Okay, and that's actually what you do, when you're giving price or when you're trying to build urgency, you start with some scarcity.
I'm gonna have a truck here tomorrow, or I've got 15 neighbors I'm taking care of tomorrow.
Yeah, listen, I've got, so mystery and intrigue is more of like, I got a secret I'm trying to keep from you that you're gonna want to listen to. Scarcity is more like, look, the spots are super limited. You're really gonna want to make sure that you take advantage of it while it lasts. It's just slightly different. It's less like it's less whispery, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you can hear that here, dude. I didn't realize we could get so much good stuff out of this. Holy cow.
No time, so, you can spare that.
I've got about 5 or 6
Scarcity.
great starts here. I got one idea that I'm especially psyched out of my
And then when he says, I got one idea, that's actually obviousness.
Yeah.
I got one idea, obviously, that I'm especially stoked out of my mind about.
about. It's one of those ideas.
Oh, he's scarcity. Or mystery and intrigue.
Yes!
So
Then it's,
that's literally what I was just saying. Certainty to obviously to mystery and intrigue.
Yep. And then he followed that exact framework.
Wait, on the
hold
sales
on.
stuff?
We
Wait.
missed one part though. that
Wait, what?
I actually noticed it. So
What?
So he future paces him after he gains his interest.
Whoa, wait, seriously?
He said, he goes, picture this.
Oh!
So he's future pacing, in which the idea of future pacing is you're getting the customer in an emotional state as if they had already made the decision or they
Yeah.
had already
And then he's gonna
joined
justify
your
it.
team.
Yeah.
And then you justify it. Now, Will Ferrell jumps in and ruins it, but
He makes it.
after the fact that he gains their attention, he then future paces
I did
them, which
not
is like
catch that.
an idea that we do, often with the Forrest Gump pattern.
That's so good. I did not catch that.
So it's literally...
Great, could we hear it?
I'll start with the cover. Picture this. You got,
Oh, wow.
See that?
Nice,
Picture
dude.
this, you
Yeah.
I don't care who knows it.
Buddy,
Yeah, and how do you ruin a sale? Have anyone come in and mismatch the
Bark, bark,
the
bark,
tonalities
bark,
of the room.
bark,
right?
bark. Have a
Yeah.
dog, man. How many dogs have we knocked
Freaking-
on? Interrupted my clothes, man.
it's in the pit. I'll come visit you in a little while, okay?
I didn't know you had elves working here.
So listen, the other reason why I like the rest of this, and we'll kind of breeze through it, but I like the rest of this because it shows the mismatch again of tonality and body language. And how do you really just make someone upset? You mismatch your tonality and body language with them. So someone who's really competent will be pissed about that.
And that's
like
When
if
you mismatch.
if
Yeah.
you're working in like let's say
Yeah.
you're cold calling to like super wealthy people or knocking in a really wealthy neighborhood, the easiest way to get someone vilely upset at you, like just like rip you a new one, is to mismatch their tonality, but not in a pretentious like or like a try hard way, like where you're too low or whatever, but really go way above how you're supposed to be
Yeah.
with them and mismatch them and speak out of your normal register.
Yeah,
of voice.
I was gonna say that, like when you're not speaking in the register of voice, that like connected, because we always hound like, hey, sound like yourself.
Right.
But the reasoning is because it's actually a mismatch of tonality.
Yeah,
And
part
then
of
the
it
way
is
that
for
we like
sure.
address it is saying sound like yourself. 'Cause then
Yeah.
you're able to actually match the tonalities better.
And most people will do that naturally. And then when you've got a higher level sales rep, you can really teach them like the logistics of how to match somebody's tonality.
Yeah.
But again, so it's interesting because it's like in any good comedy, you have someone that's almost like attached to the real world. So how they behave is how they would any normal human would behave.
Yeah.
Which is, in my opinion, Miles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Buddy is not from the real world, and
Nope.
so he's gonna just make someone really
He's
pissed.
from the
that
North Pole, boys.
Yeah.
Is that where we found you from, Cole?
Well, how tall are you actually?
How tall are you?
Settle down, guys.
Without the on clouds on.
But really though,
No comment. Are we 5'8"?
On a good day?
Just on a normal.
Hold on, two
day.
separate questions. How tall are you, and
On a
how
normal
tall are
day
you on your
without
dating
on-clouds.
apps?
If I need to change the light bulb, then I'm-
How tall are you actually, and then how tall are you on your
If
dating
I need
apps?
to wait, hold on. If I need
All
to change
right.
the light bulb,
If you're into honest guys, then I'm 5'9". That's what it boils down to. But I'm
Five-
5 enough if anybody else asks.
5'9" on Tinder or 5'9"?
does it allow you?
6'2"
Hold on, I
versus
haven't ever.
5'9".
You know, I'm married. I've never used the dating app before.
Okay.
I'd say that too.
How?
I'm just kidding.
let me just ask you a question, Cole. So how?
Step into my office.
When it says height, does it allow you to like put in anything besides numbers? Like, can you write text that's like tall enough?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Do you want to know what my particular line was for a
Tall
period of
enough?
time? No. Well,
Can we get which dating platform this
Shorter
was on?
than your last boyfriend?
No.
Taller
Tall enough
and
to be your
taller
husband?
and buffer
6'2"
than
if
you.
you're into tall guys, 5'9" if you're into honest guys.
Oh,
That way I cover all my bases.
yes.
It's like,
good.
okay,
That's
best
good.
case
Good
scenario,
job, Cole. Good job, Cole.
You get 5'9". Worst
Little
case scenario,
option,
only
a
If
little
height matters, I'm not your guy. That's what.
A little
But if
option
you're into
close.
the honesty, then here we are.
So if you
fun,
want
Sean. If
height,
you
I'm
want
not your
someone-
guy. But if you want income and strength, I'm your
Short,
man.
stout.
Jeez.
I'm one of the hardest people on the planet to kidnap, and I mean, yeah, it's kind of what it boils down to.
There's no chance anyone is throwing me or you in the back of a van.
Oh,
That is a
good
matter of
God.
Good
fact.
freaking luck.
So you try to calm it down, right?
So on the cover above the title.
Does Santa know that you left the workshop?
Again,
No,
mismatch.
We're all laughing our heads off.
Did you have to borrow a reindeer to get
Mismatch.
down here?
Buddy,
Like he's uptoning, right? Like he's higher
Jack,
pitched.
Yep.
I get more action in a week than you've had your entire life. I've got
Now the
houses
customers.
in LA, Paris, and Vail. Each one of them with a 70-inch platform.
Listen, I'm
Hey,
the
super
HOA
patronizing.
president.
Again,
I run this community.
Did you expect me to say that? In my
Dude, did you see how all the
I
Atlanta
thought you
guys like
were
lit up?
loving it. And like everyone else was laughing, but mostly the Atlanta guys because you know exactly.
We just work a lot with HOAs, and we actually
Facebook
like the HOAs because if you can sell the HOA president, and if he is of a certain race, then he gets all of his buddies to sign up.
I'm not gonna say. it.
We're gonna.
So,
Next clip, please.
dude, oh man, yeah, and you know you want to make somebody more mad than they already are. Just keep it going, dude.
Hey, man.
Oh,
I got a permit.
dude. Why is it, so? Like most people do. If you're just starting in sales, you actually typically tend to do this, unless you're just an absolute stud. But this is how you can teach someone who's like this to not do it, and still be super successful. Is like you got to bring down the tone a little bit, you know.
Bring
Like,
her on back.
Be a little more relaxed and down into your normal register of voice. Because if someone gets really upset at you, the worst thing you could possibly do is treat them like a little child or a dog. And how do you do that tonally? It's
Like this.
Like this. Like
This is
exactly like what he
exactly
does,
what
right?
he's doing, yeah.
If
You
you didn't know
from
any
the
better,
North
you'd be
Pole?
talking to a dog or a child.
In LA, Paris, and
And how is that? Oh, dude, actually, I just realized why this is such brilliant comedy too. Is because that's even funnier because the underlying vocal message is that he's talking to a child.
Yeah.
And the dude is already short. So
So it's even more offensive.
yeah.
Yeah, just a stout 4.
So not only should you not talk in your out of your register of voice, but
I don't know if
especially
anyone,
with a guy
uh,
like him.
I don't know if I've ever actually recognized why like the subconsciously that works so well.
Works so well or why it doesn't. Work
Meaning
so well.
from a like a comedic perspective.
Oh,
You know?
like
yes.
interesting.
Oh, yeah.
plasma screen.
Does your
Getting
mother
more
ever talk to you
ticked.
like that?
Oh no,
No.
she does not.
My mom doesn't, man. My mom's a champ with tonalities.
not
Shout out, mama.
I suggest you wipe that stupid smile off your face before I come over there and smack
keep it
off.
on? Oh, now
You're
it's
feeling
off.
strong, my friend. Call me Elf one more time.
I think he says it.
He's an angry elf.
See, so once again, like it just makes him more upset by his tonality of how he said it, and obviously the fact that he said the very thing he said not
Oh,
to.
but and also like now Miles is super upset. That's a
Great
funny
pause.
way.
Great pause.
Miles is super upset, and instead of going higher, he goes lower, and that would piss you off too even more. Yeah. Just completely oblivious. Nothing worse than a sales rep who has no clue why he's making people upset.
Call me Elf one more time. Call me Elf. You're an elf.
You say one more thing, man. I'm gonna call the cops on you. Call the cops.
He thinks he's an elf. Listen, Miles. Listen, Miles.
Blows the deal.
Blows it.
South Pole elf.
still
Still
doesn't get it.
oblivious, man.
You know, you should just go home, Will.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a sad
Yeah,
part.
this
Let's
part
not watch that.
reminds me of too many traumatic. Just kidding.